Especially the situation in Europe compared to the United States, I think, is more severe and complex because we do not have such borders between our countries. They can, for example, do bad things in Germany and then run to France, Italy, or Poland at any time. Therefore, I still hope that politicians can pay attention to this matter.
Hi everyone, this is Stan, your favorite Polish Taiwan YouTuber. Hope you're having a great day and welcome to today's show. Today let's talk about the US Department of Justice confirming the threats of China's secret overseas police and if Taiwan could also be affected by it. Since 2022, this channel has been consistently following with the development of China's secret overseas police, often referred to as Overseas 110. In reality, these police stations represent a type of covert operations conducted by Chinese agents and operatives across the globe. Their primary functions include persuading Chinese nationals to return to China or conducting secret abductions if they don't agree to return to China by themselves. According to data released in November 2022 by the think tank Safeguard Defenders, these secret police stations are active in at least dozens of countries spanning 5 continents. Furthermore, China has not attempted to conceal this activity. On January 22, 2022, Liu Rongyan, director of the Police Overseas Affairs Office in Fuzhou, announced that the Fuzhou police had established 31st batch overseas Chinese police service stations across 25 cities in 21 countries. The purpose of these organizations is to surveil and coerce dissidents into returning to China to face persecution, instilling fear and silence amongst overseas Chinese communities. However, as tensions between China and the West continue to escalate, these secret Chinese police stations around the world have come under increasing scrutiny and investigation. In 2022, Ireland promptly shut down one of China's secret overseas police stations, while Canada took further action in June 2024 by passing the Foreign Interference Act, initiating investigations into these covert Chinese police operations. At the time, Canada also expressed its intention to discuss coordinated response strategies with allies within the Group of 7. Additionally, if you guys still recall, on April 5th, 2023, then Taiwan President Tsai Ing-wen met with the US House Speaker Kevin McCarthy at the Reagan Library in California. During the meeting, the Chinese Communist Party sent a large number of little pinks, the pro-CCP activists, to cause disruptions outside of the library. It was later revealed online that these individuals were essentially paid protesters. Each reportedly promised $400 for their participation. However, in reality, the participants only received $80 each.
They only gave me $80, promised to pay for $100, but gave me only $80 in the end.
This pyramid-like structure of United Front tactics raises questions about how the CCP envisions achieving its dream of unification. The instigators of the disruption were 2 Chinese nationals who had already obtained the US citizenship: Lu Jianwang and Chen Jinping. Both of them were operating a Chinese secret police station in the United States and were subsequently arrested by the FBI. On April 17th, the US Department of Justice announced that Lu and Chen, acting on behalf of China's Ministry of Public Security, had jointly established the first secret overseas police station in the United States, located in Manhattan's Chinatown. On December 18th, 2024, Chen Jinping pleaded guilty in a Brooklyn court to acting as an agent for the Chinese government. He admitted managing a Chinese police station in Lower Manhattan, which was used to suppress dissidents opposing the CCP regime abroad and to silence them. Chen also confessed to attempting to conceal his actions during the FBI's investigation into his activities. Chen Jinping's sentencing is scheduled for May 30th, 2025, where he faces up to 5 years in prison. This case provides clear evidence of the CCP's secret overseas police operations, demonstrating their extraterritorial reach and long-arm jurisdiction. It also confirms that the CCP has violated the sovereignty of other nations, further discrediting their claims. This stands in stark contrast to the denials made by China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Back in October 2022, spokesperson Wang Wenbing denied the existence of secret police stations during a press conference, dismissing them as mere overseas service stations for overseas Chinese affairs. Wang even falsely claimed that China strictly adheres to international law and fully respects the judicial sovereignty of other nations. This case exposes the CCP's duplicity and underscores its disregard for international norms. Recently, a Taiwanese YouTuber Pa Zhong and rapper Mannam PYC Minanlang collaborated to expose the CCP's United Front tactics targeting Taiwan. Among these methods is the widespread issuance of resident identity cards, effectively granting Chinese nationality to Taiwanese individuals. This move subjects these Taiwanese Chinese nationals to the CCP's extraterritorial jurisdiction worldwide. The CCP leverages the dual nationality issue, exploiting the fact that Taiwan and China both prohibit holding dual citizenship. By threatening to expose this conflict, the CCP uses it as a means of coercion. Accompanied by threats or inducements, individuals are pressured into engaging in activities such as money laundering and infiltration operations. This alarming trend highlights the CCP's insidious attempts to undermine Taiwan's sovereignty and global security. Additionally, in Taiwan, many intermediaries, some with ties to organized crime, are also involved in these activities, suggesting a possible extension of the CCP's overseas police operations.
The video by Ba Jiong left many people thinking they could take out excessive loans and then return to Taiwan to enjoy spending the money. However, the middleman's claims in the video are actually just sales tactics, similar to the way MLM schemes lure people with promises of earning millions. Here's the full expose on the hidden truths and dark side of the industry. This is actually the same as the loans with no collateral, quick approval, fast disbursement ads that were heavily promoted by scammers before. On Threads, some people claim banks in China sell their debts to Taiwanese gangs. However, this is unlikely because gangs wouldn't buy debts where they might struggle to find the debtor and would then have to go through the trouble of collecting. The truth is this: they trick you into going to China and living in entrepreneurship parks. Since opening a bank account is required, they will take your Taiwan compatriot permit, Tai Baozheng. Using your documents, they open multiple bank accounts in your name. Here's the key: these Chinese bank accounts are supplied to the gambling, BC industry, and money laundering operations known as water rooms. The so-called four-piece set includes YHK, bank cards, SFZ, copies of ID cards, mobile SIM cards, USB security tokens. The gambling industry rents these accounts and extracts a 2 to 3% cut from monthly transactions. Water rooms are places where illicit money is laundered, taking a 3% fee for cleaning the money. Some senior officials and legislators launder embezzled funds through these operations.
Next, I would like to invite an investigative journalist who has personally experienced harassment by the CCP's overseas police to share her story and insights.
I am Su Yu Tong. I currently live in Berlin, Germany. Regarding the CCP's overseas police stations, and cross-border repression, it's a very, very strange set of things that happened to me. So, what about my personal experience? I think not particularly accidental. It's not just me. For example, in recent years, I met Ray Wong from Hong Kong. Well, have you met him too? Ray Wong himself. He was also followed while eating at a restaurant. There was a report on it this week. He gave an interview. He was harassed at his university, etc. Then he and I are in the same situation. Even he once reported the case to the police. So these cases are still under investigation. It's all fruitless. And then including other Hong Kong activist. For example, in our Germany, he kept rushing to a Hong Kong guy in front. He's a university professor. Then this Amy. Her name is Amy, and she's been harassed that we have experienced. Lots and lots of things like this. It's not just about me. Then we still hope that Germany could have a law to take the Chinese Communist Party seriously. The issue of cross-border repression. That's because I'm a journalist by profession. Then I was actually involved in these investigations myself, because I cannot look at it from a perspective of an individual or a victim. Okay, that's because my role as a journalist. I also see a lot of Hong Kong people and Uyghurs, as well as Tibetans also being harassed. Then last year, I assisted Germany, RTL. The reporter from this TV station, They came to a restaurant that has publicly stated that they are from the Chinese police department. Chinese restaurants like this do this. We conducted an undercover investigation. Because I didn't reveal myself to that time, went undercover. We made some physical changes to our looks. Disguise. Then I am a Chinese. I said that I lost my passport. Entered a restaurant in Berlin called Chinatown. This Chinatown is what they said at the time. Ah, it's an official Chinese. A Chinese media once made it public. They are overseas 110 police station. Then when I went to this restaurant, I told them, because we went undercover. The reporter was in another place. The reporter pretended to go to the bathroom. They said they're going to the bathroom. It's us, together we did such a survey. At that time, I said I lost my passport and my money. Ah, these things. Can you help me? Then finally, the owner said they're not involved anymore. Then I asked, were you involved before? Anyway, it's during this communication process. He said they used to. That's it. Played the role of such an overseas 110. They admitted it. Then finally, their waiter. In fact, even though I did the disguise, the waiter might still recognize me. Then finally, the boss was almost violent towards me. It was very rough. They pushed me. Then, and I told him I had to call the police. He was very rampant. The very one. It's just very rampant, saying, come on, call the police. You get out of here, that's it. Then they kept pushing us. Because of my waist injury, it was, painful that he used that kind of violence against me. Push me out. Then I reunited with the reporter. I told this, and then we start again. Visited another one. It is outside the Chinese embassy in Germany. There is a hotel called Daming Hotel. Then the owner of this hotel was not there at the time, but our own, this information, the information we have, we know he is in this foreign department, the United Front Work Department of China in Europe, on such a list. Then this boss, he wasn't there at the time, but his deputy, his supervisor, because I also told them the same story. I told about what troubles I had, passport, money. I asked him if he could help. The supervisor told me directly. He said our boss is in direct telephone communication with the Chinese embassy, but he wasn't there. That he has. The information he stated. Similar to what we got from our channels. This information matches. At that time, there happens to be a person who is on the list of United Front overseas that has been exposed. Probably a few hundred people. It's in Europe. There should be hundreds. Well, it was exposed that there were 47 Germans at that time. For example, some of them are presidents of chambers of commerce. One of them is still in a very large company. Do this, Department of Making a China. A person in charge of China affairs. Another one that turned out to be very funny is, he's in Hamburg. There is a Chinese medicine clinic. There is a hospital. And, for example, like, restaurant owner. For example, this person in this hospital, this person in charge. This is actually the place. I heard it was our Chancellor of Germany. Scholz has visited. He was the mayor of Hamburg at that time, our German Chancellor. So it is active in Germany. And this is really just the tip of the iceberg. They are very active in Germany. Then you have many people from the Chinese Chamber of Commerce. There are also people called the so-called elite. There are many more. Like something a little bit more prosaic. Chinese restaurant owners, the president of the Overseas Chinese Chamber of Commerce, etc. Just these people. They are actually the United Front Department of the Communist Party of China in Europe. They're playing a great role in the United Front work. Well, so I was doing this investigation at the time. I know there were some risks, but I still conducted it. Then this reporter and I made an appointment, because I don't represent my own organization, to do such an investigation. I was there to assist them. Then I didn't report it myself. The German TV station in November last year published the documentary. It also caused some discussion in the society at that time. Yeah, so in this context. Then December 17th last year, I was in the German parliament, attended a breakfast meeting, and at this breakfast meeting, I went to give a speech. There was also the German Foreign Office at that time, and the German Ministry of the Interior. I told it myself. Well, including what I saw myself. I experienced it myself, and these things I investigate. I recounted. and tell them this is it. It actually exists. I think they are aware of it themselves, the seriousness of this problem, so I just brought it up again. I put it to the parliament. Why doesn't Germany have similar laws as the United States? Like the anti-espionage law, such as the Foreign Agents Act and so on. Yes, because we don't have laws, if we just follow existing laws in Germany. Because Germany is a democracy and values evidence very much. For example, when our police go to investigate, well, our police department does an investigation. When he brought up the prosecutor's office, according to the existing investigation, he might just be an ordinary incident of harassment. It's hard to even put it to the next level. It includes Wang Jingyu's participation in fraud. It was also very troublesome. The information has been handed over to a unknown police station. Can the police department follow up on him? Why on earth did he do that? Who is behind his fraud? I hope it's including Germany, including the whole of Europe. There's a complete legislation. Well, especially in Europe compared to the United States, I want it to be more serious and more complex, because there is no such thing between our various countries. There is no such border. They can at any time. For example, doing bad things in Germany, run to France, Italy, etc., or Poland for more convenience. Yeah, it's more convenient, including Poland. So this kind of thing, I still hope that politicians will pay attention, can pay attention to that issue. South, this is also a reason why I continue to communicate with them. I told you all these things today. It's not about me as an individual. What happened, what I have experienced, I'm just one of them. Because of myself. I saw too many Hong Kong people and I saw too many Tibetans, especially the Uyghurs. They were more threatened and harassed than I was. That's about it.
Thank you for watching. If you like the video, please press like, subscribe and share. This is Stan. I see you the next one. Bye bye.